So the purpose of this video is to show AutoPilot. Just to show AutoPilot, that's all. I'm gonna today start off with nice, perfect weather, 70s. We're gonna be on a nice straight, almost straight line. Just see how, well it handles that. And we're gonna move on to some hills, which have been proved to be very dangerous in this Tesla. If you watch any of my other videos, you know that I got a huge phantom braking problem. So while this Honda runs the stop sign right here, I'm gonna pull onto the highway and hopefully get some of that phantom braking. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do all different types of stuff. We're gonna do rain, some stormy weather, whatever happens in the near future. I'm gonna go out there and drive and test out AutoPilot. And then I gotta go find a place that has a hill, which if anybody's ever been to Indiana, you know we don't have a hill anywhere. So I'll go find that for you. So we're coming up to a 45-mile-an-hour zone is where I'll start it. To engage AutoPilot, just go down twice. You get your two lines. I'm at 47 and a 45. Since we're in the 55, we just swipe up twice to get it up to 55. Coming up on our first little curve now. Which is taking it just fine. I'm gonna speed up a little bit because it's just too slow. And in the regular AutoPilot, it'll tell you if it's green, yellow, flashing yellow, left or right, whatever. It shows you, but it doesn't do anything. So if you think you're coming up on a red light and stopping, better lock that foot up on that brake. So far, I'm not weaving, hit line. It's just keeping me nice and straight and dead center. Now it's telling me to apply a little bit of force to the wheel, so all you do is just grab it and give it a little tug and you're done. Did notice, so when a car comes out of an intersection further up, I did notice this car does have a problem with realizing that it's way far away. This car will lock up the brakes because it senses that you're going to be in a collision, which is something that, comparing it to the 2020 Jeep Cherokee, that does not do it. It'll slow down, and then it'll speed right back up to where you were. But this thing locks up the brakes and then pauses and thinks for a little bit and then starts speeding you back up slowly. So like I said, there's two, I guess, problems with that. Phantom braking, and the cars just aren't very smart. So in 7 miles, I only had to touch the steering wheel 3 times, which, like I said, pretty good. Straight line, this thing kills it. I mean, drove across country when going to, I don't know, like the first 3 states, which is Indiana, Illinois, and Missouri. It was just awesome having AutoPilot, just taking the stress off. So that's where I'm gonna end this video. And I will get some videos of hills later. And like I said, hopefully we can get some more phantom braking. Really quick, now that I'm on this backcountry road, I'm curious to see if AutoPilot will engage where there's no lines on the road. Here we go. Nope, it will not let me. Keep saying auto steer temporary unavailable, but I can use the adaptive cruise control. Going up the hill, so I'm hoping it triggers. Nope, nothing. So it wasn't a big enough hill. Let's see if we can try it here again. Nope. So I'm going to use AutoPilot on the way back. Like I said, I'm locked in, coming up behind a vehicle, and it's clearly showing the vehicle and the trash cans really nicely. This road is very clearly marked. You use this toggle right here, you can actually adjust any car length that you like to stay behind. Your lowest and your standard is 2. I would go 3, just because this thing, again, okay, it's smart, but it's not very smart. So it's like average smartness. Because you come up on a vehicle, it doesn't slow you down. It'll, say if they're coming up to a stop, it'll get you really close to them before they start hitting the brakes. So I'm coming up on a red light, and I'm hoping it stays red for a little bit so I can show you guys it'll actually stop for the car in front of us, just not for the red light. If that makes sense. Hope that makes sense to you. So I've driven this all through the city on AutoPilot, and it literally just follows the car in front of you, but not the light. Is turning red. They're slowing down in front of me. The Tesla is now slowing down a lot. It's applying its own brake. We're down to almost a complete stop. There we go. Now it's taking off by itself. Okay, so that wasn't terrible. It could have definitely slowed down a lot sooner. I mean, I got mine maxed out at 4, I believe. 4 car lengths, and it still put me right onto the back of that vehicle. As far as the nice straight roads, that was a success. So on this next AutoPilot test, I chose this road because it's very hilly and windy. Let's see if I can get some phantom braking going and possibly not kill somebody or get rear-ended. Go ahead and engage AutoPilot now. Turn, so once we apply slight force, that's all you got to do. Get you a little too close to that center line, but it kept me in the lane. Climbing right now, and now we're about to go down into a couple curves. It's
flashing blue, so it wants me to apply. Now, I haven't figured out the pattern of when it wants you to actually touch the steering wheel, because I've gone on trips where I've driven for a very long time on the highway where it never asked me to touch it once. So, haven't figured that one out yet. So here comes, we're going to go downhill to a right turn. Ooh, yeah, it jerked us pretty hard on that one. It's not a very smooth right turn at all. See, it's just threw up a forward collision warning. There's no one in front of us. I'm shocked it didn't lock up the brakes. We're all in the car bracing right now. Just threw up another warning. There's a car stopping up ahead of us, so I get my foot on the brake ready. Now it's applying brake itself. Really hard by itself. Much harder. And they didn't turn, so now we're speeding back up again, I guess.
Because they had to stop for another car.
Okay, they're braking again. The car waits till they get right up on them before it locks up the brakes, which it even shows on the bar now. It used brakes and regenerative braking. Tell for this drive so far that it's not very refined at all. Again, my car limit is set to 4 car lengths, so it should have kept us 4 car lengths behind that vehicle in front of us, but it got right up on the rear end of that vehicle before it starts to brake. I'm just kind of shocked that it hasn't did any phantom braking. Anytime you go up in hills and get curvy, this thing will lock up the brakes on you. And also, you gotta watch ahead of you. If you see a car that's making a turn into your lane, like say on a crossroad, definitely be ready, because this car will lock up the brakes on you and you'll fly forward. Well, we're coming to, oh, there we go. We had a little bit of phantom braking right there. Not terrible. It jerked, so it wanted to lock up the brakes, but... So anyways, this is the road I wanted to show you guys. That this was notorious as why... And this is the same thing with not even using AutoPilot. I mean, just using the adaptive cruise control. It will also do that. It will also lock up the brakes on you. So, this is where I'm going to finish this one. We're coming up to a highway, and it should be good on the highway, but... We'll see. We'll get the next road condition, which will probably be, I'm gonna look for some heavy rain or whatnot, and we'll try out some AutoPilot.